Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits on how to install this Android-based stereo in your Toyota Highlander. This is a 2018 model. This radio features a 10.2-inch modern IPS display. You still have functions like phone, radio, and Bluetooth music. Everything works, including your steering wheel controls, rear view camera. Your original USB port will still function. You're able to connect this unit to a personal hotspot or Wi-Fi network to have features like Google Maps or Waze with live traffic updates. You can use apps like Spotify, and of course you have full access at the Play Store. With this unit you can also connect this optional CarPlay module to do Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So we're going to quickly demonstrate how Apple CarPlay works. So we have the phone connected. As you can see, this is standard Apple CarPlay. So you can do phone calls, music, from your iTunes. It can read messages for you and you can reply to them by Siri. Here you have Maps and Waze, and you can add more apps which are supported by CarPlay. And when using Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you don't have to use your internet network. It will simply get the data from your phone. This radio has a lot of other features, and we have a more in-depth video on how to use it. And now we're gonna show you how to install this radio in your Toyota Highlander. So the tools that you're gonna need to install the Android stereo is a panel removal tool, some sort of hook tools, a 10mm socket with an extension, and a flathead screwdriver. So we're gonna use our panel removal tool, and we're gonna make sure that we lower the steering wheel all the way down. And we're gonna get our tool underneath here. And we're going to remove this plastic around the cluster. It just held on clips, so you just got to work around it just like that, and we're going to leave it here. Next thing we're going to get with our tool underneath here, and our next panel is going to be this one around the radio, which we're going to remove. So if it gets stuck somewhere, like over there at the back, we're gonna use our tool to get under it. For this panel right here, we're gonna disconnect this connection. You can also use the tool, kind of press it down, and then this. And now we're gonna put this away for now. So next we're gonna remove these two vents and this plastic piece around here. So we're gonna start with this plastic piece. Just gonna get underneath with the tool, and then you can use your fingers, and simply comes off, and it's just held on clips. Now we're gonna remove the vents. Same thing, underneath we pry them and it will come off. Same with this side. Once we remove the vents, you're gonna see there's two bolts on each side. So there's two here and two on this side. So we're gonna use our 10mm socket with an extension and go ahead and remove these four bolts. So these are how the 10mm bolts look. So simple 10mm bolts. At this point, you can remove the radio. So it's just held on clips after you remove the bolts. And now we're going to use our flathead screwdriver to disconnect these connections at the back of the radio. So you simply press on them and remove them. So some of them you can use your fingers too. This last connection is underneath. So the rest of these connections you can leave plugged in. These are for the XM module, if your car has a optional XM radio. And at this point, the only things that are left to remove from this radio are the two yellow clips on top here. So to remove them, we're gonna use this type of tool which we showed you earlier. So you're gonna get underneath on both sides and it simply comes off. As you can see, there's teeth holding it, so by going on each side you're just releasing these teeth, and now you can remove it. And we're gonna do the same for the other side. So now that we removed the radio, next thing we're gonna show you is how to wire these optional USB connections into your glove box. So we're gonna open the glove box, and there's this piece right here. We're gonna use the same tool and release it. Then we're gonna use both of our hands and press on both sides of the glove box and drop the glove box down. In case it comes apart, you just have to, once you're putting it back, just click on here, put it back, and then put this connection. So we're gonna take our USB cables, we're gonna go underneath here, and we're gonna find the opening, and we're gonna catch the cables here. Once we have the cables, we're gonna put the glove box back. So like I said, it just clips on, and now we're gonna put this piece back, and at this point we're gonna close the glove box. So now we're back on the driver's side, and now we're gonna show you how to wire the GPS and the microphone over here in the top of the A-pillar. So first thing we're gonna do is remove this weather stripping so we can run and hide the wire. Now we're gonna use our same tool that we showed you earlier. We're gonna go underneath here and remove this silver piece. So it's just held on clips, so you have to work around it and unclip it. We're gonna put it away for now. Next piece will be this one. And when you're putting it back, you gotta make sure you put these two ends first, and then you clip it back on. We're gonna take our antenna and our microphone, so we're gonna do one at a time. First the antenna. I'm gonna put it here. Now we're gonna take our microphone and do the same thing. Just like that. Now we're gonna run the wires down. So they're gonna hide in this channel right here. And at this point, we're gonna drop this panel down, so it gives us some room. We can feed the wires into this hole, pull them through. So this is our antenna, and this is our microphone. Once you get to this point, you can start hiding the wire under the weather stripping. Just like that. And now we're gonna continue on the inside. So our goal is to get these wires behind the stereo and be hidden. So we're gonna, because we already removed this panel around the cluster, we're gonna use it to hide the wires behind there. Just like that. And then we're gonna bring them around here. Just like that. So take your time when you're doing this step. So you kind of hide the wires. And once we're gonna put all the panels back, they're gonna be just hidden and like nothing ever happened. And now here we're gonna go around the vent. And come into the back of the radio. So these wires, you gotta make sure they're not in the way of the vent when you're gonna be putting it back. So at this point we have the cables at the back of the stereo where all the other connections are. And as you can see, there's plenty of wire left. So you can use some sort of cable ties that even come with our wires to make it more neat. So it's not a huge mess of wiring. And at this point you can put this silver piece back. You can put the dashboard back and the side piece of the dashboard that we took out with the door open. So now all the wires will be hidden. And now we're gonna start doing the connections to the back of the Android stereo. So these are the connections that come with our radio. So we're gonna start connecting them, and all of these are plug and play. And depending on your car's or vehicle setup, not all of them are gonna be used. So you just gotta make sure to plug in whichever ones are matching. And then this is the antenna. So as you can see, there's a few that are not connected, and that is fine. Now we're gonna take this gray connection. So this is for your original USB that is under the stereo. So you're also gonna get this adapter with your kit, and we're gonna, so it doesn't disable the original USB. You're gonna plug it in here, and then you have this purple connection, which is also gonna go to the back of the radio. So now we're gonna show you how to connect everything to the back of the stereo. So this is our Android stereo. So first thing we're gonna plug in is the original USB. So there's only one place where all of these connections can plug in. So again, everything is plug and play and very simple to do. These are the USBs which we wired into the glove box. Same thing. On this side, this is the GPS which we wired to the A pillar. Now this is the microphone, also plugs in here. From the harness, this is the main connection to the radio. I'm gonna plug it in here. There's also another antenna which comes in our kit, and you're gonna wire on the other side. Next is the radio antenna. So some of these original connections are not gonna be used, so you can just leave them unplugged, just like that. So now this car has a rear view camera, which also has a, in order for it to still work, you're gonna take this adapter which comes with our kit. We're also gonna plug it in to the back of the stereo here, just like that. So now here on this harness, there's two yellow connections. So as you can see, one goes into the original harness, and one is for different Toyota setups. So you gotta use the one that it plugs into the original harness. So this is this one. It says cam VIN on it. So we're gonna hold it, and we're gonna match it to cam VIN of this little harness. There's also two auxiliary cables, which we're also gonna plug in. So this is the white and red connections. Just like that. So you're also able to wire things like subwoofer and so on, but we're not doing it, but it's still same type of connections. They just go into one of the sockets and they're part of our kit, but we're doing more like a standard setup on this car. So at this point, all the connections should be plugged in. And another thing that you're gonna do is, you remember we removed these two yellow clips from the original stereo. You're just simply gonna clip them on. So you're not gonna be using the metal bracket from the original stereo. It's gonna be held on clips. This is a way lighter stereo than the original. Just like that. And at this point, as you can see, there's some long wire, especially this one for the original USB. You can also use a cable tie, and now we're gonna be neatly putting everything back at the back of the stereo. So now you're gonna make sure that all the wires get put at the back. And we're carefully gonna put the stereo in. As you can see, it simply clips on. Again, you're gonna move the wires around this vent, and you gotta make sure that this connection for the heater controls is not lost anywhere behind. And at this point, we're gonna be putting back the vents and all the other plastics. So we're gonna start with the driver's side vent first. Simply clips on. Passenger. Next is the piece, the upper piece of plastic that we removed. Next will be the big silver piece with all the heater controls. So we're first gonna connect this connection and this one. You gotta make sure that everything clips on. And then the last piece is the one around the cluster. And at this point you can raise the steering wheel back to its position. As you can see, all the wires are hidden, and you have your antenna and microphone here, which you can stick onto the windshield. And the installation is complete, and now we're gonna test to make sure that everything works properly. So once you boot up the radio for the first time, you're gonna check things like sound. So you can go simply by going to radio and it's playing sound. You're also gonna check your steering wheel controls, that everything is working. You can go into your Bluetooth music and pair your phone. You're also gonna check that your rear view camera is working. I'm gonna put the car in reverse. It is working. And you can go into the settings and adjust the time and pair this unit to your personal hotspot or Wi-Fi network, so it knows the location and so on. And at this point the installation is complete. Again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.